be the light,
Alpha, he's not costed you have to
we are saved by the blood in the we are saved from nothingness. We are saved from the emptiness. Yeah, we are saved from darkness. We are saved by the blood. I am making me the light. I am making me the fountain. I am making me the seed. I am making me the money.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. I greet everyone. Yes, so we have been called to be the light. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. There's so much noise in the background. Okay, so my people are welcome. Good evening, Prince Armstrong. You are welcome. There's a lot of noise in the background. Yeah. Good evening, Uche. Odogu, I greet you. Uche, I greet you. Sidnaka Chukwu, good evening. Becky, good evening. I greet you. Ferdinand, you're welcome. Elijah, I greet you. Welcome, Difference Blackie. Uchenna, okay. You're all welcome, my people. So we are standing in solidarity with Ijele. This evening, this video, we titled it Ride On. The people that are mocking Ijele, Ijele Nwa, the people that are mocking him, they say ride on. Where are all those people that are saying ride on? Now we full ground. Who is here with us? Ride on, Ijele. You stand in the gap for millions.
I am trying to know your name.
And they say ride on. Yes, so you ride on. We are here with you, and we accept to say ride on. So before I continue, I want you to know that I am not here alone. With me here is Dr. Paul Okoye and our brother Henry Chimeze. You all know him. And the king of Ezawa Mama, he's also here in full grade. And we are saying, ride on, Ijele. Those people, all those people that gather themselves, they shall gather, but what they are saying, oh, ride on. We are saying ride on. No, we are saying all those people that say ride on, all those people that say ride on. I'm hearing noise in the background. I don't know where the noise is coming from. Good evening. Yes, my people, I welcome every one of you this evening. This video is in solidarity, standing in solidarity with Ijele. And Ijele is a man that is fighting for the rights of people that don't even know that he's fighting for them.
What did you say,
Dr. Koye, it's like this noise is from your side.
Is it from my side? I'm trying to log on with from computer.
there's something else on, Abby.
Yeah.
There another device that is on. You have to put that one off.
One second. Efosa, please, I'm online. If there's anything, please speak up here. Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I understand what is happening.
Okay, what we can do is when you are not live, when you are not speaking, you mute your own side.
There's another device. There's another device that's close to you. So mute the device or distance it from each other.
Or you put it off. Yeah. Even your phone, you put it off first. Sorry, guys, we want to get the technicality going before we start proper. Ride on. Yes, so Ijele, ride on. Okay, I will kind of remove you when you are ready. You can join so that we don't use it to waste too much time. I will add you back when you are ready. No, because making it to be clumsy, kind of, no, as if we were not ready. Okay. So, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to our live. In this video, we are doing this video to stand in solidarity with Ijele. And we are emphatically saying, ride on. Yes, ride on. If you stand with Ijele, write it there. Ride on, Ijele. Ride on. There are people that are taking it as a mocking word to be saying ride up. Where are those people that are saying ride on? We are here. Ride on. If you think that you have gotten him and there is nobody behind him, now he has been left behind, it's a lie. We are standing in solidarity with him. And make una just know, say, una don't buy market. R&G masters are on beast. Una don't buy market. Una don't buy market. Don't go and be conniving within the Mbu and be doing, where are those that say ride on? He's not president of Ulanga. Can you imagine how lost you are in your mind? That you have somebody that is in DSS dungeon for more than 2 years. Una come, nobody even they do video say, oh, that one don't get house. Una dey every day you come on social media, all of you. I don't even know why. Anyway, may I not talk too much. This video is standing in solidarity with Ijele, the king of the game, speaking the undiluted truth. Undiluted truth una safono, where they purge some R&G master. That is why they say we pray for you for the Lord God Almighty to fight your battle. But it reached their turn. They run to Nigerian police. In the name of Nigerian police, we pray. Okay, let me not talk too much. I have guests here. I have Ezawo. I greet you, the king. Ezawo Mama, you're welcome. And I greet you, our brother Chimezie. You've been doing wonderful work. We appreciate you, all that you are doing for Ijele. And we have our Honorable Dr. Paul Okoye. He's an elder in the house, and he's also standing in solidarity, and he's here showing that solidarity. and we are all saying ride on. So I give the floor over to you. I don't know who wants to go first.
First, good evening, blessed one, and to the other guests, and to all people who believe that truth has to be spoken, and those who are in solidarity with the Ijele stands. I say good evening and welcome to this broadcast. So basically, we are not disturbed, we are not perturbed, and Ijele is strongly in good spirits, and he still stands on his word, and he's not shaking. All he wants is to have a fair day in court. But unfortunately, in this instance, those behind it are running away from having a date in court. But then they can only run temporarily, but the wheel of justice must catch up with everybody. Like you said in the prelude, they would always sell this false hope to their gullible members. But when it comes to practicality, they do not depend on the Holy Spirit anymore. Not even the police. What they depend on are some corrupt, let me use the word, some corrupt police officers and some corrupt judicial officers. They try to subvert the process. But in this instance, Ijele is totally resolute, he's strong, and he has maintained that all he wants is to have a date in court. And that is what we are waiting for. So for those who are celebrating, their celebration will be cut short. Because we are not doing this for any personal gain or any popularity. The Ijele movement and Ijele spirit has always been to fight for the common good of Ali Igbo and Nigeria in general. And this is one of those case studies that he's willing to put everything to test. Because all they wanted was to have, a backdoor arrangement, but we are saying no. Rather than the padlock miracle merchants are the ones who are owing us apology. And like I did say this, nation building is a collective effort, but most Nigerians, they only believe that the politicians or the political party they believe that the politicians or political party are the ones that will change the system without having an input. But we are here to tell them what nation building is. It's a collective push. Everyone have their quota, and Ijele is giving him his quota. And when it comes to being unlawfully and illegally incarcerated, when it comes to such illegality within the space of Nigeria, it's not the first and it's not going to be the last. Thank you.
So, Mama, no, I greet you, everyone. Blessed Dom, I really appreciate you tonight for bringing your time, host a meeting like this about Ijele. I really appreciate you. Thank once again. Dr. Paul, I greet you. Monsieur, I greet you so much. So man you be, man no be by talking. So I appreciate your doings. And for those that hate Ijele, I appreciate you now, because without una hating, I don't know say we will even reach where we are now today. So we love you guys. We are there for standing for you guys, no matter what it takes. Once it's truth, we are there to speak it and to stand for it. So you all that are so celebrating, ride on, or whatever you people are saying, you should tell the complainant to ride on and give us a date. Let's jam in the court, finish. For him to prove to the world, not only to Ijele alone, because the gods of our land may want to use the face of Ijele, but use that face and prove the entire Nigeria as a whole wrong, that you are a real man of God, since you have claimed that he said you are a fake or whatever you called yourself, which you are. So prove us wrong. It's very simple. So stop. You people should tell them to stop running and prolonging things, They should just give us dates. Let me hold it from now. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, friends. Blessed, and I want to appreciate you for hosting this project, for hosting this program, as I want to, and Henry for the work, the good work you are doing. Now, let's get starting facts very clear. It's not about Ijele. This broadcast and this event this evening is not about Ijele. If we think it's about Ijele, we are making a whole lot of mistake. It's about the voice of freedom. It's about the liberation. It's about the people who have been used, the people who have been exploited. It's been an exploitation that's been going on for quite a very long time, that this young man had taken it upon himself to unravel. I want us to understand that what is happening today is just happening yesterday. It's been there on for a very long time. And many pastors are partakers. We saw a woman who was about in 10 different churches. Each of them was trying to straighten his hand. The other one said he has taken a bone from heaven or wherever he has taken it from. Now, Ijele took it upon himself to stand up for these people that have been exploited. Because incidentally, our culture and our tradition became the worst evil on earth, because the black man copied foolishly, and the white man's culture has to be extolled. It has to enter every nook and crannies of that part of the world called the Igbo nation. And if you are sick, all you have to do is to go to a pastor. Ijele was one of the first person that said he's a renji. I had him back and say he's a renji. So what price is Ijele paying? Ijele is paying a price because he said that these are unverified miracles. And if you say they are verified, now prove the word that is verified. I mean, it's a very simple thing. Do you perform miracle? There are so many people in the hospital. Get to the hospital, call a conference, come with the television, go, and the brothers are suffering from cancer. This social media guru just died yesterday. Why did he die? We just lost Wigbe. He just died. The other one that is called Misibu, he just died. People are dying day in and day out. And these men of God are still there. So Ijele is saying something that is very simple. If our culture, and because before the white man came, all of us did not die. We were living with the herbs in the bushes, one way or the other. The native people have found a way to keep us alive till the coming of the white man. But unfortunately, the aim is not to castigate whatever that is religion. The problem is that the black man has failed to dissociate spirituality from Christendom, from Christianity. Because the problem in the Igbo nation is that we mix Christianity with spirituality. Christianity takes you to heaven. Spirituality is completely different thing. If you have a spiritual problem or somebody who is sick, you go to the hospital. So the problem we have in the Igbo nation is that people are such daft, people are such adamant that they've refused to make use of their brain. And today our people sensically use their heart to reason. That's the problem we have as a people. That's why some people throw up when you talk about emperor. Because emperor cannot be touched, is untouchable, is fighting for freedom. Meanwhile, people are dying. And if you raise a word against Emperor Nnamdi Kanu, they will throw stone at you. Nobody wants to say what you are saying, is it right or is it wrong? Our people have refused to make use of their brains to reason. They reason with their heart, and unfortunately, some reason with their anus. We take our brain and put it in the fridge and allow others to think for us. So today, it's not about Ijele. Gani Fahimi was in prison for who knows how many times. Wole Soyinka was the only man that went to prison. Sometimes I don't like to say certain things because you see, I've said so many things, and when they started happening, I decided to go home and sleep. You can find out that about for a year, you don't see me on social media, I don't see me making any broadcast. Because everything that's happened today, I said it before they started happening. When the Emperor was arrested, I said it's not coming out. And he didn't come out. I said he has to change a lawyer. And they tried. So a lot of things I've said. Even we talk about today, the pastors and whatever. I started talking about the pastors about 5-6 years ago. So if today, those things that I said are coming to fruition, why should I still continue? I mean, you have to give space for the youth to come up. So the point is, Gani Femi was in prison so many years. Senator Dabo was in prison in Nigeria. Wole Soyinka, the only man that truly went to prison for the black man, for the Igbo nation, the only man, Ojukwu ran away. Wole did not run away. Wole went in prison and stayed in prison for 2 years and 6 months. And from prison, right, the prison nurse of Wole Soyinka, the man died. He did not run away. So, he went to prison. And then after that people went to prison for the truth, for what they stand for the voice of the conscience, speaking out for the common man. And if Ijele has to stay in prison a day or two for that, we count it all blessings. Because if Ijele is not making any impact, they would not have enough time to go and spend money to arrest him. The fact that they arrested Ijele means that Ijele is touching them, means that Ijele is saying the truth. It's a way of confirming that what he's saying in one way or the other is making an impact. Otherwise, I want to tell you a story. All of you are very young. You know, you didn't meet Nigeria those days that were there. There is a justice in Benin. You know, Delegiwa was a very wonderful writer. They formed Newswatch, and in the 70s, Newswatch was selling and it was everywhere. Now, somehow, the Dana Besse and Mrepo wrote an article, and in the article, they called Justice Victor Wifo, they called his court Kangaroo Court. Now, Justice Wifo summoned Delegiwa and decided to imprison him. And again, for him to defend Justice to defend Repo. And in the court, he wanted to imprison him for contempt of court and for abuse of court process. But Gani for him argued, and Justice Victor at a point said, when these little boys write, I had wanted to not to pay attention to them. But incidentally, looking into what I've written that my court is a kangaroo court, unfortunately, people are paying attention to that. So I should be stupid if I don't counter that narrative or counter that statement. And incidentally, he imprisoned Greco and fined him. I think there was about 3,000 something fine to set a record that these people are doing something that directly or indirectly affects his personality and affects the credibility of his court. So what I want to go down in history is that if these people had their time to go and plan, to go and look for, Nigeria justice can be bought. All of you know that. We don't have justice in Nigeria. Every judge and police officer is at the auction of the last bidder. If you have money, you can put anybody in prison. So it's not a strange that they arrested you, go to arrest Ijele. And I'm not expecting that to happen in court, for God's sake. But the point is that if they have to take up their time, go to Abuja, look for Inspector of Police, look for Commissioner of Police, pay them money, go in the midnight, take Ijele, put him in prison, transfer him from Abuja, and took him to somewhere, and they are gathering. Because as it stands, I don't think it's only the person that made wrote the petition that's there, but the other people are gathering. That means that everything within our power must be done to return the voice of Ijele to Ijele. Because the fact remains that if he is not making an impact, if he's not fighting a just cause, nobody could have paid such attention to Ijele. So we shouldn't be worried. We should not cry. We should not be, when you see all these people shouting and fighting, who are they? They feel Ijele is an enemy. But is Ijele truly an enemy? The answer is no. What Ijele is saying is what you said, what I said, and what many of us said. The only problem maybe he's more consistent than most of us. Ijele is simply saying that Ala Igbo has been badly battered. Ijele is saying what all of you see, you don't go home. How many of you travel home in the Christmas? Who started it? All of us were aware on the 1st of March when Emperor announced that it's going to be terrible. And it's been terrible. And he said a few days that he can stop it in 2 minutes. If he can stop it, that means directly or indirectly, he knows how he started. So the point is that these things happen because of the part of the country we are coming from. Because like I said initially, our people have refused to use their brain to reason. So we shouldn't be bothered about that. The miracle today is that these men of God are not using the power of God to fight Ijele. They're using the power of man. They're using the power of police. Because when the men of God are moving, it's not God that is protecting them. It's the police that is protecting them. They move in convoy. They don't go out without police escort. So, which God is that they are serving? If it's God that they are serving, The Bible is very clear if you want to talk about the Bible. Heaven and earth belong unto him. So if it's truly God they are serving, you see, God is not lacking in power to protect the people that are sent, that are working in his vineyard. The Pope is there. All of you live in Europe. Nobody take police to move. No priest take police to move around. It happens only in Africa. It's only in Africa that they build the churches, that members of the churches cannot attend the church. It's only in Africa that they build, somebody says it has the largest church in the whole world. In that largest church in the whole world, there are peasants in front of the church who cannot make ends meet. They build universities. The peasants that they collect money from them, their tithe and offering to go and build the university, cannot afford to send their children to the universities. They build hospitals. Kumi had the largest hospital, but the peasants cannot afford to take their children to the hospital built by Kumi with their own money. Neither can anybody afford to get enough money to go to hospital built by Oyedepo with their own money. So one way or the other, it's not about Ebuka per se. There's a whole lot of evil going on. And if we want to talk and take out our time, solidarity to Ijele. Whoever that is responsible, is it a police officer? Let this message and voice get to him that if in any hour, any day more that Ijele is in that gulag, is a voice of deprivation. Is a voice, is an injustice done to the masses. Is a way of silencing the voice of truth. Is a way of trying to see that nobody stands up in Nigeria and say the truth and stands in faith. So Ijele should not stay a day more than necessary in the court, in the police, or wherever he is. His freedom has to be restored with dignity, not with condition, not to sign any stupid document on the ground, but because he has not done anything wrong. Let them come up in public forum and let Nigeria discuss it. Let them come up and tell Nigerians that they perform miracles. Let them come up and tell Nigerians that they heal the sick. Let them come up and tell Nigerians that they do this. We want to see it. I want to see it, and many others want to see it, and I'm very sure that when we see these things, we will join them. But you cannot compare me or continue to make me to believe that when you say in Jesus' name be healed, people are healed and people are still dying because they don't have money to go to hospital. I mean, gentlemen, it's time that Nigeria should do a rethink. If it takes Ijele for the federal government of Nigeria. In Rwanda, the president closed all the Pentrasca churches. I call them Pentrasca churches because it is rascality in Christendom. There's no way you can justify what is happening. That most of us are coming from the eastern part of the Niger. Any street you are going, every pastor wants to open his own church. Which God are they serving? The Bible is very clear. He said, it's my wish that you will be together until I come back. That was the last word that Christ left as he was ascending to heaven. So when you are dividing, you are already going against the will of the Master, who is Jesus Christ, the Son of God. So which church are they serving? God called you. Which God called you? Did God call you and call your wife? When you listen, gentlemen, I've said this in so many times, so I say it's no point for me to repeat it again. Because if you want to go to Redeem Church, there are 50 governing council. Out of the 50 governing council, all of them are they your friends, are they your cronies, are they your cousins? All out of the 50, there's no Igbo man, there's no Hausa man. If you go to Mountain of Fire, there are 25-member governing council. There's nobody outside that clique. If you go to the one of Oyedepo, there are 35 governing council members. There's nobody outside that clique that's the governing council. Now, each of these churches you see, the general overseer is Adeboye. His wife is the vice president. If you go to Redeem, the president is the general overseer. The wife is the vice president. If you go to Mountain of Fire, it's the same. It's the same. So it's not Ebuka per se. There's a kind of madness, there's a kind of broad day robbery ongoing. I want you to remember that Buhari made a law. At a point, Buhari made a law. And they wanted to devour Buhari because Buhari said the account can be closed, the bishop can be demoted because They know what they are protecting. Otherwise, how do you explain that every Pentecostal church in Nigeria, every Pentecostal church in Africa, the overseer is the president and the vice president is the wife? Did God call Adeboye? Did he call the wife? Did God call Olukoya? Did he call the wife? Did God call the Bishop Oyedepo? Did God call the wife? Did God call the Christian Clement? Did he call the wife? I want you to go and find out what I'm saying and go and look at their constitution. All their constitutions, all of them are private liability companies. So how do you explain that? The Bible is clear. If you are going to give offering in the church, he said, and you remember that you have a problem, he said, drop your offering, go back and settle with your brother or your friend first, because your offering is not accepted. If you are going to give offering, your right hand should not see what is in your left hand. Now, which Bible are we discussing? Are you talking about tithe? How did tithe come into being? Nobody has a right to take tithe because they are not Levites. Tithe is meant for the Levites. How did tithe start? When the children of Israel came back from Egypt, you have the last tribe of Israel that are the Levites. They are very little, they don't have land, and they live in the church. So a law was made. The first person that paid the tithe was Abraham. And the Bible said, after harvest, he decided to give me to Melchizedek, and Melchizedek is the only priest after God's heart. And the Bible said that Christ himself is a priest in the order of Melchizedek. How can you collect tithe when you are not a priest in the order of Melchizedek? So where do you derive the biblical authority to say you are taking tithe? Malachi, in which we are robbing God. That's rubbish. Go to the Deuteronomy. The Bible tells you how to use your tithe. It says you should eat it. The Bible said in the book of Deuteronomy, eat your tithe. He said, if you don't know, I will direct you where to eat it. And when you are eating it, he said, call your friends. If you cannot take it there, sell it. That's what the Bible said. So where do they get the Bible scripture that they use in exploiting black? That you go to Catholic church, they are not collecting tithe. I belong to the Catholic church. I'm not a Catholic by per se. I go to service every morning. This one that call themselves the Catholic, they don't even know the doctrine of Catholic. They don't even know how many sacraments we have. Sacrament, baptism, confirmation, Eucharist, there's a penance, extradition, others, there's a matrimony. Go and call them that say they are Catholics. Ask them, how many sacraments do we have in the Catholic Church? Many of them don't even know how many sacraments we have. You see a Catholic church speaking in tongue. How can you see everywhere speaking in tongue and there's no gift of interpretation of the tongue? Do you see any church where they have a gift of interpretation of the tongue? If you are speaking in tongue, somebody should have the power to interpret the tongue. But you have everybody speaking. But where do you have people that have the gift of interpretation of the tongue? I mean, God, if God is God, God must be a complete God. So for God's sake, they should leave Ijele alone. If Ijele is there, Nigerians should we are calling on Nigerians. If they allow this voice to be silenced, there's no other person. He has taken it upon himself to unravel the truth. I don't care what his political affiliation is. I talk about Ijele as a man, or based on what he says, based on what he's doing. That's what I'm discussing. I'm not interested about other side talks because I don't even have all the time. I don't even have all the time to do that. But if we are discussing scripture, I want whoever that is responsible. Is it Pastor Oyedepo? Is it Ebukobi? Whoever that is, let him come up. Let's discuss the Bible. I am an author. I wrote a book on scripture. Only one church, the rest are ministries. Where is it written in the Bible? There's only one church. The rest are ministries. Wherever there's no Peter, there's no church. The Bible is clear. When Bukobi came out from the Catholic, how do you open a ministry? How do you present it? How do you defend it in the Bible? The master himself asked the disciples, and remember, all of them were there, and they asked them, whom do the world say that I am? Some say you are Isaiah, others said you are Moses, others say, now, whom do you say that I am? And Peter said, you are Christ, the Son of the living God. And Christ said, it's not you that have said this, but it's my Father in heaven that has spoken this words through you. Then in the scripture, There are only 3 times that the God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit were present. That is in the transfiguration and the appointment of Peter as the king of the church.
I'm sorry to cut you short, Dr. Okoye. Dr. Okoye, you are going too far.
And when you sleep and wake up and have a bad dream, you say God has called you. You see, when you have a bad dream, you travel in it, you say God has called you. Who was there when God called you? On what scripture are we discussing this? So, the focal point, the message is clear. Whoever that's responsible, whoever that you have kept in jail, set him free. We are calling on Nigerians, the voice of justice in Nigeria, to hear this word, to receive this message. It is in solidarity to that young man who is in prison, who is being there a day, 2 or 3, whatever it is, for the simple reason. I want you to remember one thing. Even his page is not monetized. Even his page is not monetized. So whatever that's happening to him is happening to him because he has decided to lay down his life for the masses. And we are saying that one injustice is too many an injustice. And the justice denied, a justice delayed. Sorry if I took your time so much.
No, you are not taking my time, but you are very high. We are talking, we are discussing a matter of the sheeple. You know, we have people and we have sheep and sheeple. We are talking about people that somebody they turn eye like this. Nah, for chancha. You are too high. You have to come to their level. They know they hear all that kind of thing. Now, ride on. Where are those people that say ride on? Those people that say ride on are here, oh. And those people that say ride on are saying you and all of your Ziombis, sheeple, follow, bingo, any mumu, iberi is the way hold una together. If una know where una keep Ijele, make sure say una release am. Ijele did not buy somebody. Ijele never hold microphone and say, buy police, buy army. Anywhere they see anybody, make anybody no come outside. Ijele only say you they arrange miracle, arranging master. You say you heal the sick, you raise the dead, you heal the blind, you make lame straight. And now they say na arrange. Then the burden of proof is on you.
Thank you.
To prove it.
It's simple.
Now what will they talk? Come and prove the. You say dead body they grand oh. One ago they there.
Just that is in the hospital.
It they grand. I bet help us. When they wait 50 people. When are they see their body? Nobody they ask. The people they clap. Hey.
Yes.
Their body they grand oh. More than help us. Okay. The guy school of the blind. So they all these things make government allow all this scam of fake miracles to they go on so that they will not be building hospital, quality hospital. They cannot initiate government insurance for health so that people can have access to health care. There's no health care system in Nigeria. So when you born Peking, we get challenge, they will say, go to this one, go to the other one. Why? Because government did not provide alternative. Whereas all over the world, there is a system to care for people with special needs, people with the medical incapability, whether it's eye, whether it's ear, whether it's limb, any kind of infirmity that somebody come to life with. There are agencies to care for the people. Some people are cognitively incapable. There are agencies that will take care of that. But government failed woefully. And because of that, they allow them to ride on, do RNG. Every day, you see them tumbling our people on the ground. I shared a video today in the chat. Can you imagine? A pulpit bandit said people should bring mortar and this thing to church, and they are pounding and pounding and pounding. We are talking about sheep. People when we say they don't fry their brain, use and sell akara for road. So the thing there is, you people think that because it's taking this while they have abandoned Ijele. No, this video is saying we stand Gidigba. Yes, and we are saying right down. And this is the end of fake miracle. Shebi now we dey our own. Now what come show? Now what come do free commercial? Now what come do free? You know, free advertisement. Come they show us mumu miracle, arrange miracle, so that make everybody pack on a church. Una know say that time don't pass. Now is social media age, digital age. That time when they do all that thing, they show for television, make people come on a show. That time don't pass. That all those free advertisement, you know, they get anyone when you bring on social media ready for the scrutiny. I don't clear. Ojutila, my brother, I don't want to talk more. You have the floor.
Once again, thank you, Blessed Man, and other ones and the viewers. Let me put this out here. We are in for a long haul, not just a short haul. You know, it's good a thing that they initiated this arrest. And they should be worried that their God of man only focused on bribing officials and trying to use money to pervert the will of justice and trying to buy, you know, the justice system. But there's a limit to what he can do. Because we are determined. When I mean we, there are many Nigerians. I cannot say everything in public, but this is of interest. There are many Nigerians, and I guarantee them this: everyone will stand in the dock. Everyone will stand in the dock. We are resolute. What we want is the court process. No, nothing more, nothing less. Now, the National Assembly, it will come to a time when we begin to ask them to propose a bill. Any God of man that performs any fake miracle or suspicious miracle, it has to be verified. The Nigerian Medical Association needs to sit up. The Christian Association of Nigeria needs to sit up. The Pentecostal Association of Nigeria needs to sit up. And blessed am I coming. And at the end of the day, I am calling specifically, we are going to put a petition at the right time to the Lagos State House of Assembly, and we're going to write to the executive governor of Lagos State for them to either put a legislation in place or executive order. Because this God of men, they see Lagos as a major market. Any one of them that performs a fake miracle, the premises where that church is built, the license should be revoked and that building should be knocked down. It is time we begin to take our own destiny in our own hands. Let me say this: the days of letting everything to fly is over. Nation building, we are going to walk the talk. We are in for a long haul. It will come to a point we will approach the Lagos State government through the right quarters. We will approach the Lagos State Assembly and we'll make them understand there are numerous churches. Now look at these people supporting their various God of men. Let me bring the one of noise pollution. Majority of them, they've been deprived sleep. They've been deprived that, you know, sane environment. Because somebody believes he has to pray. They will put a megaphone, a loudspeaker over your building. They can't even have sleep. Those things are things we are looking to address. This is, you know, if they understand what this all encompasses, they would appreciate what Ijele is doing. It is good, but this will give more. And to every, you know, people of legal knowledge who are reaching out, I say so much thank you to you. To everybody who is concerned, so much thank you. And those who are celebrating, this is for the long haul. Everybody who has to go to court, everybody will be in the dock, you know. Now, like Dr. Paul did mention, if it was not for social media, there is this lady whom, which over 5 pastors, the last pastor I used that for miracle was Chris Okapo. I don't know how she does that magically. She can shorten her hand, and you can see, you know, as if the hand is ruptured. Next thing they begin to pray, they stretch, they stretch, they stretch. It was, you know, these were people, Nigerians that, you know, put these videos together, put it out there. Now, since after then, I don't think Chris Okafor has gone on that, you know, extravaganza miracles again. These things are all over the place. And when we tell them all these things relate to poor governance, when they do this thing, why would your Senate be interested to put a laws in place that can either guarantee you, that can give you healthcare as a given, that to make sure you know healthcare is your human right, it's part of your rights under the Human Rights Convention. Why would they even care about you? Because every Sundays they watch how people flock to these places. Now, how many churches do we have in Nigeria compared if you go to a certain street in Aba, or let me show how many churches we have in Nigeria compared to industries? Look at most of these churches where they build their camps. These are massive lands that can be used for housing. Today, I did a little program in the morning around back in roundabout to show them projects that are being built. All these projects started last year because there is pressure within the borough. When I mean borough, local government, people, the population is growing. There's shortage of houses, there's housing crisis. What they did, most of the little buildings, they started springing up big buildings. Now, can you ask yourself, look at most of these big churches, all where they built their camps, all where they built the auditorium. If they knock those places down and begin to build low-income estate or high-rising building, don't even sell to Nigerians, but make it affordable that those who are resident within that area can get a 2-bedroom flat for at least 150,000. Nigeria is tough. Yes, I agree. I know a family where they were staying, despite this house condition, the landlord moved their rent from 500,000 to 1.2. Where are they going to get that money?
My brother, you are taking that one is a conversation for another day. We are not against people going to church. Don't get the question. We are not standing against church or gathering. No.
I am not. One minute. Can I
get what you are saying, but we need to hammer it that here. We need to remind the people that this persecution that Ijele is going through is being done by the people he called RNG master in connivance with that terror group that have been buying people in the southeast, and government have given them a free pass. They have social media commentators on social media on Facebook. The DSS never did anything against them. As we are talking, they are still here putting up videos. Facebook gave them a free pass. If I post anything, Facebook will flag it. But those people are on a commission to destroy Alibo. And they have been given that free pass, and they are giving that allowance. And they don't want to allow any contrary opinion that want to stand in gap against them in achieving that destruction. So all those other one about church can, for me, I feel like it's at the range of what we all have to achieve. But now we want to tell those people behind Ijele's ordeal now that we know where it is coming from. And we know the people that are conniving with religious leaders, politicians in power, abusing their power, using religion and using non-state actors to oppress and suppress the people, to continue to keep the people in that state of mind that they will be like the sheeple, that they are going anywhere they told them to go, say whatever they need to say, and whoever comes and say, no, not like this, then they come in immediately. You will see them acting swiftly. But there are people, like yesterday, I even saw one, they were posting video where they are going against somebody's livestock. They post that video on Facebook. As I'm talking to you, that video is still there on Facebook. You and me cannot post that on Facebook without getting a strike. So there is something sinister going on. And these religious pulpit bandits are definitely a tool that is being used to press down any voice of reason. And so let's not lose track. I'm very short.
Blessed on you. Thank you so much for saying that.
The fact is, maybe I was not explicit. The fact is that we have to be able to draw a distinction between Christendom and spirituality. They are two worlds apart. For God's sake, if you have a problem in your village, you go and look for a native doctor. In the name of the spirit, there is no pastor, there is no Christianity, there is no Catholic, there is no native doctor. In the name of the spirit, is the name of the spirit. Who is higher is higher. And whatever that happens in the physical happens in the name of the spirit first. So the point is that
really, I don't want us to go out like all those kind of discussion is really out of the range of what we want to achieve. Honestly, I feel like, explaining spirituality, religion, how you're understanding, or your perspective is, is a free word, like I said. But right now we have a case whereby somebody that have not done anything, he has never gone against the government. He has always stood in solidarity with what is good, and he has only called bad people out. People that are calling for buying of law enforcement agents, people that are holding people hostage in their homes on Mondays and days that they just kind of designate, and people that are going around shooting people and buying people for their political affiliation. And this is only his crime. And they tag him that he's doing evil, and he has not done any evil. But the ones that are doing evil, they call them their angels. They come out. You see religious leader coming out and standing in solidarity with the one that has brought calamity, insurrection, decimation of their own land. They uphold evil, and they are projecting the evil of their angel, their devil in the name of their angel, and they want to project it on the person of Ijele. And we need to make that point clear that we see what they are doing, and we cannot allow that. So we need to make it clear what Ijele stands for. There are people that don't know Ijele or what he stands for. Ijele is against people that are acting as non-state actors to ferment mayhem in their homeland, sponsors of terror in their own homeland. And he stood against them and said, no, don't do that. And he tried to save the young men that are being recruited as foot soldiers. This is the evil Ijele did. But the person that has destroyed so many lives and posterity, they are holding him high. We cannot, in this kind of face of injustice, stand mute. And that's why we are saying, right on, Ijele, we stand with you in what you believe, in your core principle of let my people go. Let the people be free. We have freedom of speech. The Nigerian Constitution allows us. We have that freedom. And nobody can pervert justice to achieve their aim against an innocent person. Why you are treating the people that are actually responsible for the buying of so many law enforcement with kids' glow? It is unacceptable. Today, we are standing here and saying we stand in solidarity with Ijele. And let the people that are holding him know that we know who they are and what is actually pushing them to take the stance that they are taking against Ijele, and let them also know that they will not succeed. The era of fake miracle has come to an end. When you are doing your miracle, you are going to be proving it, and there will be a follow-up on that individual. They must leave their address, where they are coming from, so that we can always see them and see how that miracle is still valid in their life. RNG miracle, your time has come. It's time for you. If you want to do religion, go and be doing religion. Don't come and show us on television. Don't come on social media and leave your footprint, because it will be verified. Thank you.
Yeah. So just before you say, let me say this quickly before I forget. I'm using this medium, and we're using this medium to call on the office of the IG.
Yeah.
To investigate the officers behind this in Area 7 station. Because when someone is invited for an interview, it's both parties. Look into the evidence of the both parties.
Yeah.
The Nigerian police force, they have good repute, and I know they have few corrupt officers. Those that are celebrating, they are not celebrating the will of justice. All they are celebrating, it is the connivance and the participation of the corrupt officers within the Nigerian police force. Ijele, on countless times, has put his life on the line to speak up and to speak for and to show solidarity when men of our uniform, our gallant officers, are being pied by these murderous groups in the southeast. Ijele is only speaking the truth. But in this case, the same Nigerian police, the few corrupt amongst them, are trying to suppress the voice of truth. And to the Nigerian Judicial Commission and to the Office of the Attorney of Justice, we will get to them. Like I said, we're in the long haul. We will explore every option. All we're asking for is for these things to be investigated. Now, the Nigerian police, why do they not ask for evidence? Why didn't they question both parties? Do they not? Is it just us as ordinary Nigerians that are privy to these videos flying over social media? Do Nigerian police not owe Nigerians that duty to protect them from being mentally abused? Pastor Chris, his own videos are there. Now, if Nigeria, if they were doing their work impartially, the agencies of government, most of these pastors should be docked, questioned, arrested, and tried.
Yeah.
If under the Nigerian Constitution, there's a section for 419 for deceit. That section applies to criminality, not just those obtaining by fraud, properties, or money. Any pastor putting out fake miracle under the law should be tried on that same section.
Yeah.
And we are calling that this pulpit bandit should be tried.
Yeah. Yeah. Odogwu, you are welcome. I didn't allow you to talk since. You're welcome.
Maybe I was almost saying maybe you guys forgot that I'm here.
Sorry,
and
we have another guest. You're welcome.
But I have learned how to be patient and wait until I'm called. Anyway, all of you have spoken very well. First of all, I want to apologize for coming a little bit late. I told you guys that I was trying to rush so that I could be in this program. Without wasting much of our time, I've listened to what each and every one of us have said here, and they are all in line with what we're saying. Now, I want to let people know that the people who arrested Ijele, the people of Zion Ministry who arrested Ijele, the people of Zion Ministry who arrested Ijele, you have made your worst mistakes. Don't think that it is just us who are here. There are a lot of people that are asking after Ijele, doing 1 or 2 or 3 things or 4 things for Ijele. Forget about how many days. Some people are still, I saw somebody who said today is the 6th day. It's still counting. Forget about how many days Ijele had stayed in under arrest. You understand? In captivity. It is going to be for good in the end. You understand? Somebody must pay the sacrifice, of these injustices and these fake miracle and arranged miracle, because these things are now joined together. You understand? Ijele is the face of this struggle, the struggle to stop the carnage and the fines that are going on in Igbo land, the struggle to stop fake miracle, which have been going on in Nigeria. But whenever an Igbo man comes in the game, the rule of the game will change. Whenever, there was a time, if you listen to some people who used to speak on social media and all of that, they will be saying that all the Pentecostal churches are Yoruba people, Igbo people, all of them are going to Yoruba church, and this and that. Now, maybe the Zion Ministry, because of that, they now decided to position their church, Igbo whatever ministry in Lagos, to target the population of the Igbo, and it did work for them. And like I said, whenever an Igbo man step into a game, the rule of that game will change. He will begin to bully people here and there, left, right, and center. I said we have been criticizing pastors in Nigeria, and it is not today. There is no pastor that has not been criticized, but it is the Igbo man now, the owner of Zion Ministry now, that don't want anybody to criticize him. And we're saying you cannot even, with the arrest of Ijele, you cannot even stop it. You cannot. And you are not going to kill Ijele. Ijele is as bold as anything. He's as ready as anything. He's not even shaking. If you think you have, listen again, Ijele is not Matthias Ezeaku. Ijele is not Matthias Ezeaku that you people called into one office and forced him to sign something. You picked the wrong person. Ijele is not Sixtus, bread of life. Ijele is not a son. Ijele is a different person. And you people knew what you wanted to do the other day in the court, but he refused. We are all privy to what is going on. He refused. And you people did all your kangaroo things. You are even shooting yourselves on your legs. So don't worry. There are a lot of people, Nigerians. Do you know that Ijele were also talking in solidarity with the military people, the army, the navy, the police, the DSS, and the Nigeria as a whole? But no, you people must use one kangaroo arrangement or one connection, because whenever Igbo man begin to feel that he has money, and then no one senator or maybe one person in the government, he wants to believe that he has arrived. The other day I said that that Ebuka Obi is not yet riding on private jet, and he's bullying people. Imagine if he now become Adeboye. If he now becomes who again? All these people that have been. If he becomes Fada Mbaka has been in this game for long before he. When did he even start? When did he started? Now he wants to begin to bully people to stop talking about him. So ride on, like you people used to say, ride on. It is a matter of time. We are watching the game. You people play your own, and we are playing our own. You will be surprised. You are going to be surprised how the case will take shape. You are going to be surprised. The people that are going to come for Ijele and the people that are coming and standing for Ijele. Don't worry about how many days. Don't worry about how many days. The best thing is that this fight must be fought gallantly, and victory will be sure. And tomorrow, anybody come out to Facebook and show fake miracle, and let me not see if we will not attack it, or any other, all those rubbish that you people are doing. So I am telling Ijele fans to calm down. So many people are calling us. So many people have called me. A lot of people are calling me. A lot of people are calling a lot of people. So I would say, everybody calm down. Things are being done. We cannot just say everything here, but we have found out all the things that, that has been going on behind the scene and all of that. So Ijele must speak. Ijele must come out. He did not kill anybody. He did not call for sit at home. He did not call for take up arms and buy people. He did not tell people. He did not give people 2 weeks to go inside the bush. If you don't go inside the bush, because something very serious is going to happen in 2 weeks. He did not say all those things. Instead, he stood against those things, including all of us that are here. You understand?
And the person that is saying all those things is their angel. Is the one that is working for their interest. How delusional can a nation be?
So delusional. So now the Zion ministry, they are now merging up, because we have a problem in Igbo land. The problem we have is that Christians are joining and supporting carnage. Okay, so the church are now joining hand with people that are supporting carnage and destruction of Igbo land. And it is only Igbo land that is suffering that carnage that is going on. I had asked myself, or asked people, has Ebuka Obi condemned the ESN? Has Ebuka Obi condemned unknown gunmen? Has he come to his pulpit and used his microphone and call his brothers who are in the bush? Please, has he called for that seat? Has he called for that? No, he has not. He has not. So we know where all these people stand. And because we know that we are fighting a just cause, for a just cause, you cannot win. You can only delay somebody. You can only maybe try to use your little connection and lock somebody for maybe 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days, as the case may be. But in the end, you will be put to shame, and you will see that you have lost. So that is what I'm going to say, and then I will stand by. If need be for me to still come in and contribute, I will do that. So thank you so much, and sorry again for coming a bit late. Thank you.
No problem. So I don't know, Ezawa, do you want to say something, or Dr. Paul, you can say something so that we can conclude, so that the video doesn't get too long. Yeah. Dr. Paul,
the Igbo people, things take a different turn or a different dimension, and then it becomes necessary to strengthen or to buttress some of the points he has raised. Part of those points he has raised are, first, let us remind ourselves, as we have continuously said, we have seen freedom fighters. We have not seen a freedom fighter that take people to go and take a note. We have not seen a freedom fighter that has media warrior. So if you raise a voice, you say they will not even argue. They don't even challenge. They don't talk. They curse you. They say all sorts of things to make sure that there's no other voice. I say, and when you look at these things, where does all these things point to? It points to authoritarianism. It points to dictatorship. It's only a dictator that does not want an opposing voice, does not want a second voice, does not want a source of scrutiny. And when I call him emperor, I call him emperor for this simple reason. We see it. You have a media warrior, you have people, and even in the Southeast, you don't raise a voice. It has to be only one voice. And I've asked a few questions, and I want you people to answer me, or those viewers who are listening to me. Now, Ken Saro-Wiwa died. There was no sit at home. Abiola died. There was no sit at home. El Shaddai died. There was no sit at home. Mandela was in prison for 27 years. No sit at home. Daniel Tega was in bush for 21 years. No sit at home. Abu Dhabi is still in prison in Kud. No sit at home. I can go on and on and on and on. But in Southeast, on Mondays, you cannot go out. If your wife is
and it's important to also always say it was not Ijele that ordered that sit at home.
No.
And Ijele did not do that evil. But they are trying to say Ijele is doing evil in Igbo land. And they are failed to tell us the evil Ijele did in Igbo land.
No, you see, now, when you have a sit at home, if your wife is pregnant, your wife will deliver in your parlor. Your wife will deliver in your kitchen. If your mother or your uncle die, or your loved one die, you have to sleep with the corpse because you cannot come out on Monday or Tuesday. Which evil is more than this? And for what reason is this evil being perpetrated? Now, I've asked a question, I want to repeat it here. People say, I want referendum to know if I want to be in Nigeria. Did you conduct referendum to say you are defending me? Did you conduct referendum to say you are speaking on behalf of Igbo people? Did you conduct referendum to form your Biafra or whatever you call it? No. So, you see, part of the problem we have as a people is that obsession, that anything we do it wrongly. Now, you have so many pastors in Nigeria. You don't see a pastor that make broadcast of a political analysis. Anytime they have to conduct an election, the politician or president must go to his go-to venue. Anytime they have to conduct an election, he must forecast who is going to be president. These things happens only in the Southeast. And you begin to wonder, what is the exactly problem of the black? What is the exactly problem of the Igbo man? Is it possible for Igbo man not to totally and completely abandon the voice of reasoning or the choice of making use of his brain to do what is right? Has decency and objectivity run away from the Igbo nation? Because everything that happens is madness, is total madness. Today, life is now worthless. The Southeast has been totally and completely dilapidated. People no longer go to Christmas, nothing like it's a business has totally and completely crumbled. If you like, say I said, there is no government in the Southeast. I don't see where you have a government or in the Southeast that you can be proud of. I'm from Anambra State. So, but instead of going into all these things, the point we are making, which I want to re-emphasize, or which I want to reinforce, is that the primary aim is solidarity for Ijele. So I want to conclude this part by calling on the voice of freedom in Nigeria. I say on all freedom fighters in Nigeria to rise up in defense of this young man. If this young man has been arrested because he stole, because he raped, because he was caught with drugs, I wouldn't be here because I have a whole lot of problems. I have a whole lot of things to do. But because he's arrested, because he's saying what all of us have said, because he's saying what, listen, let me remind you of this. Adeboye said that his aim, his ambition, his interest is to have a church in every street in Nigeria so that everybody will have a church right in doorstep. And the Archbishop of Abuja said, what you are building is not churches, it is a business center. The Archbishop said this, not Ijele. I call names. My name is Dr. Paul Okoye. Mbaka said, don't go to arrange pastors. So why is Mbaka not arrested? He said it publicly. So Ijele is not the only person that said he's arranging. Ijele is not the only person that said these are not churches, they are business centers. All of us know they are business centers. All of us know they are exploiting the people. All of us know they are manipulating the scripture to exploit Nigerians. People are dying. Our people are dying because most of them cannot even go to take care of themselves or look for alternative ways to cure themselves. They go into these churches and they die there. And when these pastors have problems, they are the first to run to the hospital. They are the first to run to America to go and treat themselves. But when the poor, the peasants have a problem, they go in the church to go and receive prayer for themselves to be healed. So things are desperately going bad. And it's time the government to rise up to the demand of the poor masses in Nigeria and set this thing right. It can no longer continue as this. Fortunately or unfortunately, Ijele is leading this battle because he has started honestness. Those who have arrested him have finally decided to bring up this voice. And we are going to fight until justice is done. We are going to fight until this voice of freedom gets to every nook and crannies of Nigeria. And this madness is the right time it has to stop. If you want to open a church, go to school, go to theological school. You don't wake up after having a bad dream and say God has called you. Some of them will go to native doctor to go and bring power, to go and bring juju, to come and manage their churches. Where does that happen? So, release Ijele now. Release Ijele now. The more you keep in, the more the message diffuses to the people, the more you make him important, the more you create a movement that may blow out of proportion. So I invite these forces whom Ijele has fought for. I invite these police officers whom Ijele has been with in solidarity. Anytime, any moment, the police, the forces have a problem, Ijele has been in solidarity with them. I doubt that these people do not have conscience to the point that they arrested one of their own. Ijele is being cowed and mocked everywhere that he's supporting the police, he's supporting the army, and today, Nigerian police is keeping him. And for God's sake, what crime did he commit? Is it not a bailable offense? Is the crime he committed not bailable? Are there nobody to bail Ijele? So what is he doing in there after 6 days? Did he commit murder? What crime has he committed? Facebook stalking? Who did he stalk? Because he said they are arranging. Let pastors come and perform miracle. I have a sick mother. Let them come to my house and raise my mother. So we'll follow them. Until that has happened, Ijele must be released now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
you. I want to, bless them. There is a question you asked, You know, you see some people saying that Ijele is against Ndigo.
Yeah.
And then you ask, what did he do?
Yeah.
I want to attempt to answer that question. Why some people say or claim that Ijele hates Ndigo. Ijele don't hate Ndigo.
Because the word on the street is that Ijele is evil, Ijele is working against anything
and all that.
progress, anything Makodim Mandi Ijele is against it. It's an evil.
And now let me say something. People make mistake to associate anything Biafra as the Igbo thing. Biafra is not Igbo. Igbo is not Biafra. But it is Igbo people, some Igbo people that are agitating for Biafra. So, some of us here knows what happened, what transpired, how it transpired, what led or what happened before the war. There was a time I used my page and spoke about Chukwuemeka Odumegwu and his role in the last war between Biafra and Nigeria. And Ijele also speaks about the same thing. Everybody has his own style, the way he presents issues and the way he speaks about issues. Now, how can you explain to me that a war was fought and the Igbo people lost about 3 million people? Let's keep it at that. It may be more, it may be less, but 3 million people. Could that war have been avoided? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. But why was it fought? Why must we have to lose 3 million people when it could have been avoided? Now, the reason why we fought that war and lost about 3 million people, have we achieved it up to today? The answer is no. Now, when that war was fought, and Chukwuemeka Odumegwu ran away, because that is what Igbo people don't like to hear, or majority or some Igbo people, they don't like truth. When that war was fought, and Chukwuemeka Odumegwu abandoned his general and ran away and disappeared to Sierra Leone. Why is it that if somebody say it, you begin to say that he hates Igbo? You don't like to be told the truth, but you like to be looking for trouble. So when he ran away, fine. On your son, somebody who is being pursued will run away, because if you are caught, you will be by the truth. Now, after staying all the year that he stayed in Sierra Leone, when he came back, Ivory Coast. When he came back,
let me just take 1 minute to say something quickly. You know, you failed to mention that Ife Ajuna advised him not to go on with this war. That he can't sponsor, he can't afford it, but he paid deaf ears. And also,
Ife Ajuna.
Yeah, Ife Ajuna. And also, the fathers of Igbo then, Michael Okra was alive, Azikiwe was in, I think, Ghana also, and Isaac, Anthony Nahoro, and so many people from other regions. He locked them up.
Amechi, is it Amechi?
So yes, so many people advised Ojukwu against this war, but because he was the military administrator, he has power. He has everything under his control. He shut everything up. This is one of the truths Igbo don't like to be told. So because of Ojukwu, Igbo people must lose our 3 million people because of Ojukwu's stubbornness. Abi? So are you trying to equate the 3 million people, which maybe some tens of people that were killed in the riot in the north? You are trying to, so you decided to sacrifice 3 million people because you want to go to war. Now, after everything, you ran away to Ivory Coast and stayed how many years? And then when you came back, that is where the cocoa is. When you came back, you joined those people you were telling us that they are our enemies. You joined those Hausa people. You joined those Fulani people, and Ndibo supported him because he want to become governor in the southeast. Now, Ndibo, why are you people not telling yourself the truth? So if somebody speak of all the mistakes or evil or atrocities, whichever one you like to call it, that Ojukwu committed, you begin to say that that person is against Ndibo. So are you telling me that every Ndibo? So what I just narrated, did it make sense? Does it make sense to you or not? Why would you fight a war and lose 3 million of your people? If those 3 million were not lost, do you know how many population that we would have been now, and even our commerce and industry? However Igbo land is today would have been like 3 million times. Let us do it, because it is 3 million individuals. Each of those 3 million individuals should have contributed one or two things in the development of our Igbo. So Igbo land today should have been 3 million people better. Do you understand? So if anybody come out and begin to counter any narrative which anybody is bringing with Ojukwu's ideology, with the Biafra ideology, you begin to term that person and demonize that person as evil. No. We refuse to accept that. So that is why they used to they say that Ijele is against Ndibo. I saw somebody in Facebook trying to garner sentiments against Ijele. He brought the picture of Ojukwu and began to bring image of Ijele, a video of Ijele where he was speaking things about Ojukwu. Now, be the judge, you Igbo person that is listening to me now. Be the judge. Would it have been better that that war was not fought or not? Should it have been better? Now, was it better that we lose 3 million people and all our money and our properties and everything that we lost or not? So now somebody will come and tell you that Ijele is against Ndibo because of all those. Then me too, I'm against Ndibo if that is the truth. Because I am for the betterment of Igbo land. How many economy or commerce have we lost with all this sit at home, with all these mines and all this insecurity, that we are warning you people that this Simon and Nnamdi Kanu and ESN and unknown government cost. This is something very closer to that war that we fought, that we lost 3 million. Imagine what we lost. Now we are still losing. I told you people that Biafra is something that will destroy Igbo people if we don't leave that Biafra. And it is happening to us. It is us that is complaining. It is us that is sitting at home. It is us that our petrol tankers and trucks are being towed inside the bush and stolen. It is us that they are carrying and then butchering our head out of our shoulders. It is us. You understand? So anybody who
Odogwu, sorry to cut you short. Another aspect that they always lie about, they made it look like Ojukwu had no other choice. Because when you say, could that war have been avoided, they will not say, no, there was no other option. That they accepted, they agreed that that was the only way out. Can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, so I mean, that is why they are, even up to today, they still want to be holding Ojukwu. Now, let me call Governor Eziokwu that I watched his video. Governor Eziokwu, if you are listening to me, are you saying that a man who led a whole nation of Igbo people to a war that took 3 million people, are you telling me that it was a just cause and it was the best decision for the nation of Ndibo? Are you telling me, is that what all of you people are telling me? That is the same mistake you people are making today. You are supporting the Biafra, which Nnamdi Kanu is leading. You are supporting ESN. You are supporting unknown gunmen. You are supporting sit-at-home. You people, all of you, can never come out boldly and condemn these things. So it is because it has not reached your door. So you people are comfortable sitting in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, in some cities where you are, watching the innocent people that are falling victims of these guys that you people pushed inside the bush, gave platform to criminals to begin to buy people because of Biafra. You see, Biafra in the 1967, 3 million. Your Biafra agitation today, we don't know how many people that have lost their life again, and all our businesses are dying. People are going to so many other places. So that is what Ijela is against. That is what I am against. That is what so many of us here, blessed them and the rest of them, are against. And if that is your measurement to measure who is against Igbo land, then you don't even know how to reason. You understand? We are actually trying to save you people from dying. You see? So this thing is so sad. It's so sad that you will come and begin to see the one who wants you alive as evil. So go ahead with your skits. Go ahead with your video. Bring the video of Ijele where he's talking against Ojukwu. Bring image of Ojukwu. Continue to do it. Then we will know who is right at the end. Thank you so much. I stand
anyway, Dibia Konushe, there's a question that Blessed asked that I want to answer directly. That question is that she said that each time you raise this discussion, people will say that Ojukwu had no alternative, that Ojukwu had no option, and that was why he declared the state of Biafra. Now, that is the worst lie from the pit of hell. The worst lie from the pit of hell. Now, nobody wanted this war. There are so many lies that Ojukwu told Igbos, and those lies gathered momentum. It started by demonizing Zik, telling them that Zik is a ceremonial president. I don't know how many times you have, because maybe to discuss this, it should be a whole program, but let me try to see if I can say a few words on that. Now, and I want even to tell you how Ojukwu's father died. The war killed Ojukwu's father because Ojukwu declared the war against the interests of the father, against the instruction of the father, because the father was the major financier of NCNC, which was a party that was in government with the NPC, the Other People's Congress. I mean, there are a whole lot of them I should have told you starting from the queue if you want to discuss this matter. But even at Enugu, just to cut it short, to answer your question directly, Blessed God, if you like, fix another program, I'll come and discuss this matter for a bit, because it takes a whole lot of time to discuss it and to bring out the facts that people must know about. Now, at Enugu, which was the last meeting of the Council of Elders and the Council of Chiefs, at Enugu, Ojukwu came with a written document and asked the Igbo chiefs and elders to sign. Some who were scared and afraid signed, others left. So nobody ever asked Ojukwu to declare the war. Ojukwu formed Decree 41. Decree 41 was used to hunt anybody. Whoever that says anything against the war is crucified, was summarily executed. That was how Emmanuel Efajina was executed. And Ojukwu demonized him that today you don't see any woman answer that name. You remember the name? Ewo Ifejukwu Melani, Abiliego, Ifajuna Lelani, Ewo, one jebelaya, one potanuzule, 1 year. But the fact was,
projecting Kanu on Ijele, actually. Exactly what you are saying.
You said what?
I said this is exactly what they are doing, trying to project Kanu's person and character and deeds onto the person of Ijele. Whereas he was actually trying to rescue and redeem the people from their imminent destruction. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, these people they are serial liars. You see that? What happened was that Emmanuel Efajuna knew that it's impossible to win the war. He knew that that was simply a suicide. Ojukwu led Igbos to the Golgotha, and Emmanuel kicked against that. He called Ojukwu, said no, because he was a soldier, a trained soldier like Ojukwu himself. That was why he killed him, and he demonized him. That his name, it became one of the worst things that Igbo man want to hear. He said he did it to Zik. So if anybody on earth tells you that Ojukwu had no alternative, call me. I've spoken to almost all the elders in the Southeast as the President General of Ndi Igbo Heritage. So I'm not only telling you what I read in the books, I'm telling you verse of mouth. Some of them for the war. People like
what is
Dr. Koya, your network.
I've met him to work during the time of the civil. Please remember, Ojukwu fought the war with only one man. It's only his cousin. There's nobody on earth that was involved in the decision of war except Ojukwu and his cousin. Say, I told you. They had a meeting and his father was told to go and tell Ojukwu not to declare the war. Then his father went to Nsukka to go and meet Ojukwu not to declare the war. Coming back from Nsukka after meeting him, he was in the car and he heard over the radio that the war has started. The man was already sick and was already weak, old and sick. He died of heart attack. That was how the father died. The declaration of the war took Sir Louis Ojukwu, who is the richest black man ever lived in those days. That's how he died. So if anybody tell you that Ojukwu declared the war because there was no alternative, nobody, even his father, did not want the war. Everybody advised him against the war. And when they tell you that they went to Enugu and the council of elders told him to tell them that it's a lie from the pit of hell, nobody ever did. Just if you have time, take the history of the war from the time of the coup to the time he ran away. I want to leave you with this final word. In the history of the world, no general ran away from the battlefield. No general. Ojukwu is the first general that ran away from the battlefield. When they told Hitler that the Russians were a few steps away from Berlin, that they want to relocate him to the village, Hitler said, hold on 1 minute. He went in, took cyanide, gave the dog took cyanide and died. He gave the wife and they came back and saw his corpse, the corpse of the girlfriend and that of the dog. He sent him to Garibaldi. He sent him to Mussolini. Daniel Lotha died in the bush. Now let's talk of recent history. Gaddafi knew that he will not win the battle. His children ran away, but he was there and died. They talk of Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein knew that he was winning the battle. He built a bunker, remained in Iraq, and then they ran. Ojukwu is the first general, the first in the history of mankind, that led 3.5 million Igbos to Golgotha, and at the point when it was almost over, he ran away. He did it once. He did it again. If you have time, I'll come and discuss him and discuss the antecedents, how he came back, because Shiva Kadibo brought him back, everything that happened when he came back. So please, gentlemen, I know this transmission is going for a very long time, because I had thought it was going to be 1 hour. If you want, we can come back and discuss Ojukwu and discuss all this. I've stopped saying it because I've said it time and time again. But it seems that our people, like I said, has refused to make use of their brain. They prefer to use their heart to reason or reason to the anus. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, just quickly,
Dr. Paul.
Just in addition to what Dr. Paul said, and because of all these things, you cannot see any political or politicians in Igbo land. Not a governor, not a deputy governor, not a local government chairman, not an Igbo senator, not an Igbo member of House of Reps, not Igbo members of State House of Assemblies, not traditional rulers, No evil, not even Ohanes and Igbo, none of them are talking about Biafra because they know the truth and everything that transpired. The only people that are trying to do this is people who are trying to use it to make money because it is now a franchise. That is why your senators and your politicians are not talking about Biafra. If Biafra is something to go about, because they knew that Ojukwu committed error. They knew that these 3 or 5 million people were wasted for nothing. And that's why nobody among them is talking about Biafra. So if you people want to keep on buying yourself and keep on destroying Igbo land, and you are calling somebody who is telling you, no, don't do it, your enemy, go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. My brother Henry, can you give us your closing remarks so that we don't spend too much time here?
First, Blessed, thank you for your time, and Buddha Koniche and Dr. Paul, thank you as well. I've seen, most of these so-called skit makers and other Igbos who are on Facebook putting out this narrative that their problem that my great Ijele is against Nnamdi Kanu and their Biafra. It is their choice. Now, most of them, can they be bold as half as Ijele? Let them go from the interview, even before the war. Ojukwu had interview with BBC, even the British government, France, and World Health, they sent emissaries to him to persuade him not to go to this war. He was so braggadocious. He said the Nigerian government had, just 4 battalions, that they have everything. People should go and watch this interview. Now, what hurts them the most, Ijele plays this video and analyze it. What he's doing is to stop future generation from falling into the same trap. After Ojukwu, Uwazuruike have done it. Now he's living in a very expansive compound in Okigwe. Let him go and question Uwazuruike, where is the Biafra Bank tomorrow promised them? Today, their only Mbu is asking for 2 minutes. Now, let them ask, is there any video of Ojukwu that Ojele played that was doctored? His speech in Akokwa, was that doctored? He was lying to them. That the Nigerian Air Force has destroyed all the pipelines. Let me not go into that. I just want to say to other Nigerians, people of other tribes who are standing with the jail, who are reaching out, we sincerely appreciate you. At the appropriate time, we will reach out to you and we'll coordinate. And to Ndigo, they can keep their sentiment. Truth has no many friends. If it is this price of Ijele speaking for the truth, exposing the political class, one of their angers is this. He spoke about the Anchor for Farmers Borrowers Program. He makes it known to Ndigo that every month, this is what the governor collects. Let me say I'm from Abia State. Since 1999 to 2015, where is Abia State? But who have seen what Engineer Dave Umai did with Ebonyi State? And when you go to the coffers, when you go to the posts, the allocations, Abia gets more money in all aspects than Ebonyi State, including borrowing, including federal allocation, including every money that was shared. But look at what Ebonyi did. Our own governor used 8 years to build a center table. So people like Governor Zio Kujel, I don't want to talk about these guys, but these guys, they have zero integrity. These are not people who can build society.
I beg my brother, no vex. I don't say don't let. Don't see.
These are not people who can. Sorry, Dr. Paul, can you meet yourself? These are not people who can build a society. We are talking about. I want to build. If they want to build a society that will surpass us, that I will not be here to benefit. Why should I have a worry? I.e., my children are born here in England. I know what they've benefited being born in England. If they are born in Nigeria, they can't have the same access. And same thing is doable. What Ijele spoke is nothing but the truth. Can any politician come out to say Ijele lied against him or Ijele castigated his name wrongly? All he said was truth. Because saying that you guys are in connivance with these guys burning up the Southeast, is that what you want? The choice is theirs to make. But then it doesn't change anything. Ijele stands on the truth. And to the pulpit bandits, we are waiting to have a date in court. Everyone has to be docked. Everyone will hear their story. The court must listen to both parties. They think this is just about throwing, shades or arresting other people. No, they will be surprised how this turn of events will go. I wouldn't say much, but we are in for the long haul, not the short haul. If it's going to take us the next 2 years to keep fighting this battle, we are ready for it. We are not interested to form in any church. We are not interested in fighting Christianity. We are not interested in saying Christianity must live and live. All we are saying, arranged miracle has to stop. And there's a section in the Nigerian Constitution, 1999, as amended, I think section 92 or so, that deals with 419. That is deception. We want that section to be tried. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You
you want to give your closing remark? Yeah.
Yes, I think I've just done that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for organizing this show this evening. I think it was worth it, yeah. And Dr. Paul Okoya, I thank you. Henry Chimeze, I thank you also. And yeah, we'll keep fighting, we'll keep pushing on, and then we all know what we are doing. Yeah, thank you so much, and also guests and viewers for being part of this program this evening. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. So my people, I don't know, Dr. Paul, do you have a closing remark? From my own side, I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for being part of the program. Dr. Paul, do you have something to say?
No, nothing more. That I expect to see Ijele in our midst sooner or sooner.
Okay, thank you so much. So my people, thank you so much. And as I said in the beginning, those people that are saying ride on to mock Ijele, yes, indeed, we are saying we stand with him and we have not abandoned him. And we stand in solidarity with him and for the truth that he represents and for the uprightness and for the integrity that he's fighting for. We want to see that in our society. We do not want deceit and arrogance and evil and buying people to be a norm in our society. And that's why we stand in solidarity with Ijele. Ijele has done nobody no evil. Ijele has not called for the buying of anybody. Ijele has not called for any police or any army to be pied. Ijele have not told people not to come out on Mondays. Ijele have only told people, do not follow lies. Do not allow yourself to be deceived. But those people whose intention is adamant to deceive some people and take away their life in their youth, in their prime, they are fighting back. Corruption of religion, of politics, of the powers that be are trying to fight back. But we stand with Ijele and we appreciate every one of you that joined us this evening. And we assure you that we are doing everything that is in our power. And Ijele is fine so far. And we expect that he will be among us very soon. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much.
And have a good night.
Thank you. Have a very good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.